Bob Safford, you know, what a giant he was in A.O. Williams. I first met Bob when he was National Sales Director for National Home Life. That was the second company A.O. Williams went with. Art DeMoss, who owned National Home Life, he recognized that there was a saturation point when you do advertised on TV and you do mail order business and that kind of thing. And so what his vision was is he wanted to build a sales force that as that saturation point began to decline, the sales force would pick up. So he hired Bob Safford, who was very successful in the business, and Bob and I spent many hours together talking about, you know, my idea of how to build a company within a company.
The only way that you can really experience the American opportunity, earn what you're really worth, is to get into a situation that pays the person, not the job.
Most of the people that started our company were teachers, coaches, firemen, people that wanted to help people. Well, Bob was the guy that came from a background of very successful businessman. He was a millionaire at below 30 years old, started companies, just unbelievable the success he had at a young age.
Bob fell in love with A.O. Williams, and then 7 or 8 months after we had joined National Home Life, Art DeMoss died at age 53 of a heart attack. And fortunately, we had built a relationship with PennCorp, who took over our business and built a home office in Atlanta. And it was just another one of those 10 or 12 or 14 times when I went to bed and put my head on a pillow and I thought it was all over. I didn't see any way we could survive. And Bob Safford told me, he said, Art, he said, I'm gonna take a year off and I'm just gonna study and think about what I want to do with my life. So about a year later, I get a call from Bob and he says, Art, I've looked at everything out there and I think A.O. Williams is the best thing out there. I want to come to A.O. Williams. And I said, Bob, we got a problem. He lived in Pennsylvania. I said, we're not licensed in Pennsylvania. And he said, well, what can we do? And I said, well, I don't know. But there's Ohio, we're licensed in Ohio. So Bob starts building a base shop in Ohio. Ain't that something? And he built an empire.
For him to make a change and start off like the rest of us. And the more I got to know Bob, I know why that was though. Former Marine, loved the fight, want to take on the competition, was a perfect direct to complement Art's other directs.
Hey, can you imagine that? He wanted to come to A.O. Williams so bad that he was willing to come and start recruiting and building outside of the state that he lived in.
You got to be able to deliver under pressure, because anytime you win, you're going to be losing in the course of a tournament. It's going to be match point against you. You can do it when you have confidence, and confidence comes from successful repetition. And one of the keys to your career is every week you want to get a little bit better.
So Bob was a visionary. Bob had the ability to see way past what was going on now, and Bob truly, to my opinion, was the ultimate student. I mean, here I was, a 23-year-old guy, and Bob was asking me questions, because Bob wanted to get in that marketplace. Bob wanted to understand the way myself and other 23-year-olds thought. So he took tremendous risk. It's just awesome. I mean, it's just, the whole family's benefited from Bob's ability to have a vision at a time that this awesome company had no presence in the Northeast.
I just want to say to the other 6 original people plus Art that if you guys hadn't paid that price for 15 years and 19 years, the Safford family never would have had their shot at Mola Millions, and I can't thank you enough. And we're well aware of the fact that had you guys not put this company in place back when others of us didn't even know about it, we never would have had a chance.
The organization he built was just mind-boggling. Listen to these statistics. He built 642 RVPs, 97 SVPs, 64 NSDs, 14 SNSDs, 290 leaders making over $100,000 a year, 12 making over $1 million a year, 5 making over $2 million a year. Bob was earning $3.6 million a year. Bob had a yearly payroll, listen to this, of $110 million a year. In 10 years, that's $1.1 billion. Bob built a business that covered 40 states and Canada. And when Bob died, he left a business worth over $1 billion.